Hi everyone, this is Joe, and we're here with Mike once again. Hi Mike.
Hey Joe.
I know it's been several weeks since NearFest ended, and I'm glad to see, in fact, you did not run off to a monastery like Jamie Muir of King Crimson, but instead you're here on Martha's Vineyard in, I guess, a recuperating mode. And
Yes, when
yeah,
I relax, I have to come to the sea and relax and enjoy things and get over the loss that I'm feeling. But
it, it,
overall,
it must be, it must be a substantial loss, or no, or
it is what it is. But it also, there is now that emptiness inside that I need to find something to fill it with. I don't know if Farfest would cut it, but we'll see.
That's
Uh,
right. There is a festival
right.
coming up, Farfest.
Which even in other years, I would not do more than one festival a year, but if that were to repeat, maybe that could be something that would happen. I wish them all the best. So,
Hmm.
but yes, for this year, I need to just get through the rest of the time, and somehow staying on an idyllic island resort may at least slightly um, get me where I need to be.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask, will you be attending Farfest, or what are your thoughts on
Well,
that?
this year,
It stands for Foreign Acts
right?
Reunited,
Yes.
and it's not related. I think we should stress it's
Yes.
not related to
Not
NearFest.
tied in at all. I think it's actually a good idea, although I think that I would think for longevity sake, if this were to be something to repeat, you need to have an idea that's a bit broader than just reuniting acts that haven't been playing together for X amount of years. I think you'd run that well dry pretty quick. So,
Hmm.
in fact, even with the amount of bands they have playing this year, it might be getting pretty dry pretty quick if they were to do that again.
Hmm.
So we'll see. I wish them the best. I think that people do seem excited by it who are interested. I hear certain bands get mentioned. Wobbler is one. I'll be honest. Besides Anecdote and maybe one or two others, I hadn't even heard of any of these bands. So I think going for that kind of obscureness, to me at least, is interesting. But it's also not something that for this year is going to make me jump out of my seat and get tickets.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Would you care to comment on the? Have you listened to the albums that you bought at
Oh
NearFest?
yes. The only ones I haven't gotten to yet are the Angleguard album and the Is album.
Hmm.
But the other ones I've bought that I did spend money on, I felt pretty good about.
Like, which ones did you
Did I
buy
spend
there?
money on? Let me think. Oh, I haven't listened to the Despacho album yet either. So I enjoyed the Trevor Rabin CD. I thought it was interesting, but some of these I've only listened to once, so I need to have them sink in a bit more. The Trevor Rabin one was good. Um, some of the Ghoster Berling Saga, which is a band that played there, their album was excellent. Um, what else did I pick up? Picked up a couple Porcupine Tree discs that were good. It's overall, if I'm going to spend money on a CD, it's going to be something that I'm going to have a pretty good chance of enjoying. So, I'd have to, if I only had my list here, you know, I'd have probably a better reflection on some of those. But,
You look quite sedate and peaceful today.
it's the fresh sea air is like a drug sometimes. You can be sedate and just take it easy, and
Is it the sea or the ocean?
I'll call it the sea on this side of things because it is the Nantucket Sound here.
Okay.
So I'm being romantic here,
Hmm.
so don't question me too much.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I would like to state for the record that this is not a rehab center we're in. It's not the Betty Ford Clinic. There may be loud buses going by, but
Hmm.
we are on vacation, as it were.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that sounds good. And maybe in parting, you might want to maybe we might put a little bit of a you know, looking back at a progressive album from the past, and when you were over at my place, we were listening
Ah.
to Spooky Tooth and Pierre Henry's
Yes.
classic Serum. Right. That's
Fantastic
one
stuff.
on one of the tracks. That's Credo, I think
My
you're
only
referencing.
critique, it didn't go on long enough.
Right.
I
But-
would say, actually, let's talk about NearFest and go down the bands.
Okay.
Uranus, very good. Vandergraaf Generator, excellent. Then the second day, we started with...
I don't.
We started with that.
I don't really
I don't
remember offhand.
So, but anyway, other bands...
Well, no, it was the Helmet of Gnats, I think.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's funny. They got a lot of good comments from people that I talked to. And again, I didn't think they were bad. They just didn't do it for me.
Right,
So,
and then your favorite act, Twelfth Night, was
12th
next.
Night was next.
Yeah, and you subsequently bought a good deal of their
Yeah.
discography, I think,
I am
right?
not
Or-
going to be a 12th Night apologist, Joe, no matter how much you try to make me.
okay.
I heard afterwards that they were not happy with the sound mix on stage or something like that. They just weren't my thing. I could say things that sound kind of nasty towards them. But really, what it boils down to is that they weren't my thing.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, the other bands that day, because that day closed with Renaissance. And, they
And
were,
you had Angleguard,
Right, and Angleguard
Yeah.
was the third band that day. Excellent, fantastic.
or
performance.
Anglegord.
Yes, however it's pronounced.
Right.
I'm horrible with other languages.
Uh-huh.
Then the next day it started with... it was Oscar Berlin Saga who started that
Right.
day. They were excellent. The second band was the Italian band. Yes,
The Italian
that
band,
was
yeah.
fantastic.
There was
Again,
sort of a ritual there on stage.
Exactly. The masks hiding their true selves.
Yes.
And then Mike Keneally Band, fantastic, and UK, also fantastic, albeit a tad late, but very good. So,
Right.
I just speaking about the Italian band again. When they put on those capes and masks, I was like, I don't really care even what they play right now. I was like, just the idea of this is fantastic.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
thumbs up for Mike for that.
Thumbs up
So-
for the masks and
So-
such. Yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
You like that more than the prop that Twelfth Night had of the. It was a
The
woman.
adamant clothes.
No. They brought on stage. It was like a mannequin or
Oh yes, the woman
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that made no sense to me. So,
Yeah.
It also seemed I don't know if it was I don't think it was anti-female, anti-woman, but
misogynistic.
yeah, misogynistic. But it had that flavor to it that it could have been, and I didn't care enough to really pay attention to figure out if it was. So
Okay.
there you have it.
Yeah. So anyway, summarizing. Ceremonial and Electronic Mass by Spooky
yes,
Tooth and
yes,
Pierre Henry.
sorry.
What rating would you give it?
What I heard,
Uh-huh.
I would give it out of let's say a 5-star rating. I
Yes.
would give it a 3.
Really?
Yes,
A
because I was
3.
actually intrigued by it.
Uh-huh.
But it's not something I would necessarily maybe listen to repeatedly. But but it was kind of funny. So
Aren't you-
But I don't know if that's what they were going for.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Aren't you straddling the fence there? I mean, shouldn't
Giving
this
it
be
a
a?
3?
Shouldn't you be passionately either going for the 5 or the 1?
well, unfortunately, because other people, I am not straddling the fence because other people are very much polarized by that album. So I am actually not straddling the fence by being the middle ground.
Okay. Yeah. What would you say to the critique that it sounds like two different sort of albums
Oh, it
almost
is. I wouldn't say
superimposed
that's a critique.
on
That's not a
one
critique,
another?
That's a fact. I think that's the observation of that. That it's Spooky Tooth jamming out, rocking wise,
All right.
and then some weird sound effects on top of it. So
Okay.
I'm waiting for the 5.1 mix with bated breath. That
Uh-huh.
should be Stephen
Yeah.
Wilson's next project.
Yeah, and Esoteric recently reissued
Recently,
it.
5 years ago, but still, that's recent for 1970s albums. So.
Do you think Twelfth Night should release a sequel to Ceremony and
Creep
Electronic
Show?
Mass? Yes.
Oh, that 12th Night should do that. Well,
Yeah.
I think Pierre Henry is still around, so I would
Yeah,
say, why not?
Mhm.
couldn't be any worse. Couldn't be any better. Then they're then I'm gonna people will get mad at me. You know, all those Magenta fans who also like 12th Night are really gonna come after me now. So.
Hi, Ellie.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Okay, say goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.